North Carolina. This is the 1 minute where we just get to talk, Stephanie, and then we edit it out later. And nobody is the wiser unless they were like part of the exclusive crew that were here on time.
Perfect.
You can say whatever you want.
Careful.
Yeah, right.
I'm excited.
If you're just joining here, we're going to get started at 1 minute past the hour, which is like in 10 seconds. So here we go. Just sit tight for a moment and we'll kick things off here. Welcome everybody to our next Trade Pending live session. We are talking about the new rules for social media marketing success. Let's get started. I am thrilled to be joined today by Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Hello, Matt. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. We will get to you and your full introduction here in just a moment. Let's just keep on riffing here as we do. You guys know the drill with these things. We record them. We share them out afterwards. If you want to ask a question, use the little Zoom Q&A or use the chat feature. We will take questions as we go, as I see them. We'll also take them at the end. And you'll have our contact information if you want to send us something there afterwards as well, too. If you haven't yet, go follow us. Follow Bob Ruth Ford on social media. You can see what they're doing. You can see what we're doing. We also give away a ton of stuff. Word to the wise, we're going to be doing another t-shirt giveaway in June. It's going to be pretty badass. I would stay tuned, follow around for that. All right. And also, if you haven't seen enough of my face, we did launch TradePending TV about a month ago. That's our series of best practices content, hot takes on the industry, where things are going. That's a worthwhile checkout. All the videos are 2 to 3 minutes long, very consumable, very helpful. All right. Well, we'll come back to that here in a minute. Let me stop sharing the screen. And here we are. So, Stephanie, tell us about yourself, how you ended up here in automotive, and tell us about Bob Ruth.
Sure. So I have now been in automotive for 3 years. I've only been in automotive for 3 years with Bob Ruth Ford. I started here right as the pandemic hit. So as everything was going digital, and I got to be a part of that entire transition into the digital world we now live in the automotive space, finally. Our dealership, we are in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, super rural area, not much going on here. We acquire over about 200 cars a month and sell around over 300 a month consistently. Our mission statement is to change the world's perspective of the car buying experience, one person at a time, which is something that we all work towards here every single day. It's, built into our core commitments and our processes. Everything we do is to just be different and give everyone that VIP experience.
Love it. So what's your role there? Give us a taste of not just the day-to-day, but also the big picture.
So my department is handling anything from merchandising, so getting the photos and descriptions and doing that in the fastest way possible. We strive to get our cars marketed as fast as possible, of course. So that's social media. I do a lot of the not so sexy and fun stuff like analytics and all the data sorting, which I know is not the fun part, but I really enjoy that part. And big picture wise, just communicating to our customers and potential customers, getting the message across to them that we are preaching here and believe in here, and making sure that customers know we are here for them and they know what they can expect when coming to us.
Wonderful. I'm going to riff here for a second. So when you talk about getting things marketed as quick as possible, what are you striving for there?
To lessen our time to market, basically, from the time that we get a vehicle, are able to fully merchandise it and get that out to our website, third parties, into all of our marketing channels, because with no photos, no one's clicking on it. So that is why we have such a hard focus on that.
Got it. Thank you. What is your favorite social media channel and why?
This is so 26-year-old of me, but Instagram is by far my favorite. I would say for for marketing wise right now for where customers and potential customers are, Facebook is the go-to, but our future customers are on Instagram. So it is that little bit of a younger generation. The majority of them are a younger generation. Obviously, everybody is on Instagram these days. However, I think that that's going to be the up and coming. I know for myself, when I'm going to go visit somewhere or purchase a product, I go to their Instagram because there's usually not a Facebook page for it. So that's kind of why I heavily focus on Instagram there, because I know people like me are on there.
Mm-hmm. And what do you change about your approach with Instagram versus Facebook, or do you?
Definitely a different approach. We obviously are running campaigns when we run it on Facebook. It's also running on Instagram. Our Instagram page is more so kind of like it's just like our profile of us. We want to show the glitz and glamour, and you want to look good on Instagram, like we all do with our own personal profiles. So Facebook's more where we take to being branding ourselves and just showing like our true colors, which obviously that carries over to Instagram, but we're more intentional with looking a certain way on Instagram.
Got it. You mentioned you're also looking at the analytics a lot, and so tying into this, so what does a successful social media campaign look like? There's got to be some measure of like, yeah, we hit our goals or we're achieving brand awareness. How do you think about like what is successful with a social media campaign?
Obviously you're going to set different KPIs and for something different. So if you're spending X amount of money, you're going to expect X in return. So when we go to market with a campaign, I always say, and this is something that I've learned, is never starting something without a strategy. I have done that and it has not gone well. So first of all, strategizing it and going after the right audience, having the right message for them at the right time, and then also landing them where you want them to land, which is on our website, which converts at the highest rate. And as most people know, social media can get like a little sticky to track CRM wise with, sales and leads. So that's where Google Analytics comes in to track that traffic as closely as you can. And even then it does get a little hard. But you want to have the lowest cost per click on social media. It really depends what your budget is, just lowering that cost as always, or impressions. You want to get the lowest cost per impressions for that campaign. Obviously, you don't want irrelevant clicks, a high click, everyone's just click, 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 click. So having the right call to action and form fill, landing them to the right place would be a successful campaign.
You mentioned not having a strategy in place versus having a strategy in place. What's different about that? Like if you have an example you can share, wonderful. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm interested in, I want to drill a little bit deeper into that, to talk through that experience that you had.
So I would say it was just kind of like a point in time of my career of like having these all great ideas and just like shooting it out there. And it's like, okay, well, what's the point of this? Where do we go next? Who are we targeting? So what I mentioned before of just kind of laying that out and talking that the whole way through of this is our audience we're targeting, this is the message that they're going to see, and really like digging into your data and using that behavior data to serve them the right thing, not just spending money aimlessly like a fishnet.
I'm 100% guilty of that myself. This is a really cool idea, let's go do it. And then halfway through, you're like, what are we doing?
Yep. I'm like, I can't show anyone this data here.
So how do you think about your paid social versus your organic, just the things you're doing for free? How do you approach them? Do you approach them differently, and in what ways?
Absolutely approach differently. I know there's so many jokes and memes about organic, like I made an organic joke or something and no one got it. And it's like, yeah, not many. The algorithms are just so insane and changing all the time. It's so hard to keep up with it. But I think posting constantly and consistently will keep you relevant with organic. And I know for organic, we kind of share the like daily day to day, like come visit our Facebook page and see what we're doing today. And it's just kind of fun. And what trade-ins do we have? And paid is going to be intentional marketing, not just a fun video we just took outside.
I wish I had seen that and we could share it now, but we don't, so we'll have to get that afterwards. When you think about the strategies and tactics you've seen work well for getting community involvement, what are those? I mean, dealers are an integral part of the fabric of a community, and so you want to increase that engagement. How do you guys think about social to increase that engagement?
We always share what we're doing within the community because we are so heavily involved, especially locally or with customers' charities they have, employees' charities they have. We are always sharing those things, which one, we love to do and believe in as a company, but also our communities and customers see that we are giving back and helping where needed. If we can help, we are going to help. As for fun community involvement, we love to do gas card giveaways, especially now. It means so much for somebody to get that $100 gas card. So keeping people involved, making a post that prompts them to respond or answer something, like just any fun question has really worked for us in just involvement.
Wonderful. And with the gas cards, how do you see those comparing to other posts right now? Are they wildly popular, a little bit popular, about the same?
I would say wildly popular, yes.
Wildly popular.
I know people love free stuff, and we're not buying people's love, but it is fun, to do a little giveaway, and we're not doing it every single day. So
yeah, that's true. I'm not opposed to buying people's love in a professional B2B type of environment here that we're talking about giving away things for free.
Right.
Any other advice that you have for increasing engagement on the social channels aside from giving away things for free?
I think taking risks. So even with just your wording or creating something exciting, we're all not afraid to step out of our comfort zones and get someone to comment about something. And this is, I can kind of, not specifically social, but this is the most recent thing we did that had a crazy engagement from it. And we were thinking of what we were going to title this email campaign to send out to our customers, because we had so much new inventory on the ground. So we're okay, we need people to come in and you can see it and touch it. It's not you don't have to order this stuff and wait for it. And I'm something along the lines of just being goofy, come touch it, come and feel it. And we're on the phone with our president and he's no, let's do it. And I'm I love working with you. And so we sent out an email that said, come and touch it as the subject line. And I've never seen a higher open rate, and had 8 sales from the campaign for free. So the take a risk and maybe say something outlandish really can work.
That's wonderful. There's a phrase which I'll probably misquote is take your work seriously, but not yourselves, right? So that sounds like a case of that there.
Yes.
So it's not all fun and games and roses when it comes to social media marketing. There's sometimes that things don't work well. Tell us about you guys trying some campaigns that haven't worked, and what did you learn from it?
So I can give you things that haven't worked in campaigns. One being, I think this goes along with it, something not working and giving up on it. Things will not work that should not work and will not work, but also making tweaks to something that should always be done first before totally ditching something. I firmly believe in that. Also, inconsistency. We are consistent across the board, no matter what platform, no matter what email, no matter what text you're getting on the website, everything is consistent. Focusing on price and product isn't not a no-no, but we push experience. It's our experience here. You're doing a buying experience. We're not here, this is $30,000. You're going to either scare people away with that, and you'll only get the people that are looking for that price. So it's more experience than price and product. marketing without strategy, which is what I had said earlier, and then formality, being too formal, which again comes back to the risque, take risks.
Right.
So doing those have failed us before, yes.
Thank you. So tell us about your experience with working and testing TikTok as a marketing channel.
So we have a TikTok. We use TikTok. We post videos, not as consistently as we should. There is a huge opportunity there. However, when looking at the cost and ROI of what it would have given us, it did not make sense for us to move forward with it at the time compared to other strategies we were taking. Do I think it can work for people? Absolutely, yes. Could it work for us maybe down the road? Yes. But what channels we have right now, it did not make sense for us. And again, I think you see people doing all these different things, but you also have to learn to not compare yourself to others. It's not a one size fits all. What this person's doing may not work for this person. So I try not to compare.
I think that's really important in the fact that as marketers, we have a temptation a lot of times to go out and test and try everything new and exciting, while you still have existing channels that you can really, really get a lot more out of. And so I don't think there's any issue whatsoever with taking what you have and improving on it, maximizing it, and then going forward with a channel like TikTok and saying, all right, we're going to be really intentional about it. We're going to devote time and resource to this because we have belief long-term in the channel. If you're not ready for that, don't do it.
Agreed.
So what works and what doesn't work on social media is just changing constantly. So you have to have some kind of framework, some rules, if you might, for how you just approach those channels. How do you think about that systematically?
The main one, which I always have written under my computer, is speak to the customer, don't sell them. So we're having a conversation. Again, we're not talking price and product. It's what's your experience here? Why would you want to buy here? Well, because it's so easy and fun and you can do it sitting at home just on your phone. Transparency, that is one of our core values here. So you will find on our website and any marketing we do, we give you all the information you could possibly need about something, which not takes out the question and questioning. I just lost lights in here. But opens those questions up for a more honest conversation because we are giving you all that info. And I think there's such a stigma that they're like, I have to give you my blood type in order to get my payment. And it's like, no, we'll tell you anything and everything. We will tell you accidents. We will tell you previous owners, all the history of the vehicle, anything you could possibly know. And we're not going to shake you of all your information. Sharing 5-star reviews or great reviews in general, customer testimonials has been so great for us. We have over 3,600 reviews on Google, I want to say now.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, very proud of that. We have a great system in place to capture that. And luckily, our customers are very happy with us 99% of the time. But having our customers say what we are saying and preaching, it holds so much more weight than just us saying, yeah, we're the best place to buy a car from. It's like, no, they are saying that they did have a great experience here. That's going to go farther than me saying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got our first question coming in.
Ooh.
Any tips for increasing followers on their service Facebook page?
Service. Ooh. We did this on Instagram for our main account. Here we go again, the gift card giveaway. This worked for us. So have them, which I know I follow a bunch of boutiques and stuff, which little stores love to do it, is to be entered, follow us, like this post, XYZ, comment something. That increased our followers a bunch. Staying active, I would follow similar accounts, other automotive accounts, interact with them. I think just staying relevant and posting often and making stories and using hashtags. I always like hide my hashtags in stories. You just make them really small and push them off to the side so you're not like customer service, no one has to see it. So that'll attract anyone that's searching there to find your page. And then once they get to your page and see that it has information that they want and things they want to see, then you got them, you've hooked them.
Wonderful. And I know there's probably a whole nother topic on using Google Business Profile to drive traffic to service, and we won't go into that here today, but we do have a couple more questions coming in here. Do you share 5-star reviews on your site and then push them elsewhere?
We do have campaigns on social strictly that shares our 5-star reviews. And they are also on our website. So they're always updating. I always make sure that it's pulling fresh reviews and not stuff from mentioning, previous salespeople or something. But we do have a paid campaign on social that posts our reviews.
Got it. All right, there's a question here. I'm probably going to ask a clarifying follow-up question to it here. So the question is, we're struggling with our special finance, such as bad credit financing Facebook account. Any ideas? If you know how to riff on this already, Stephanie, go ahead. But Danielle, if you want to give us a little more context there, do that as well. So
I was going to say, is it targeting subprime customers? How to target them?
Let's find out. So
okay.
we'll see if that follow-on question comes in there. So while we're waiting on that, what the market right now is still just bonkers. Are you trying to stay ahead of that by educating consumers on what's happening, or do you follow a different playbook?
We do definitely try to educate the consumer on what is happening. We'll include that in our emails and texts that we send out. And we also have sales and service management involved in creating content. I know everyone's super familiar with Ruth. He does awesome videos talking about what's happening in the market, what's to come, what they can expect, why you should do XYZ now. Come talk to us and we'll tell you what's going on. It's no secret. You can find it anywhere. But we absolutely share with consumers what's going on, seller's market, buyer's market, what exactly is happening.
I love it. All right, we do have a follow-on to the first question. The initial question was, hey, we're struggling with our special finance, bad credit financing Facebook account. Any ideas? And then the follow-on was, specifically targeting the subprime customer, just creating content to connect with them mostly.
So we pulled and I am not a finance person, so I'm going to mess this up. Our approved, not delivered, or something. There's a certain name for them from the finance department. Either they weren't approved at one point. We have you have your customers' information. So we run social campaigns with a video talking to them about how we can help them. What are the banks that we work with that we can help them with? We understand you don't want your credit ran all over. Nobody wants that. We have steps we can take where it won't take a hit on your credit, and just communicate to those customers, target those customers on social with a video from a warm body, somebody willing to do that and talk about that, to connect with that person and talk to them through the video like they're speaking to you, so they can resonate with oh, that's me, and somebody can help me, and I'm not alone out here. That has worked for us.
Thank you. Next question. How do you manage all of your posts on the various channels? Are you using a vendor that posts for you? Do you use an app? Do you have software? Or are you doing it all yourself one by one?
Oh, no, not by myself one by one. All of the above. We have vendors, obviously a team, we're doing organic posting. Obviously vendors are going to send you their reporting of everything looked so good, and maybe it did, but you got to dig into the data yourself to really see what's going on there.
Do you have any recommendations on if somebody wants to post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram? Is there something like Hootsuite you would point somebody to, or something
We-
else specific to automotive?
Yes, we actually do use Hootsuite. I know there's a bunch out there, but that one has just been like the most user friendly for us right now. And I know Nikki, who is our social media girl in my department with me, she uses that religiously. We will mark out a full calendar. So in March, I would say last week, our calendar for April was already done. So you want to plan ahead, use a calendar that will schedule it out for you. So on a Saturday morning, which guilty as charged, have done it, you're like, oh my gosh, I never scheduled this. I didn't post it. It didn't post. Oh geez. But that's kind of like a backbone that's like, all right, Hootsuite's got me. They're going to send everything out.
I strongly recommend exactly what you're doing is having that calendar, planning things out in a month in advance. Our April calendar, not that anybody cares what TradePending's doing, but our April calendar is done. It's done.
Yes.
All right, next question. So you spoke of consistency via social media posting. How much social is too much social where the audience is not engaging with your posts and your videos?
I don't think any social is too much social. I'm getting tongue tied. There's never too much social media. I truly believe there is never too much social media. Um, I know it takes people 100 TikToks to get that one that just like takes off and goes viral. So it's the same thing. Maybe change up your content of what you're posting. Maybe it's not what those consumers want to see or are interested in. I would try different things. And when you're like, oh, this one had way more engagement than everything else, well, run with that one, reuse that one. I love recycling content. You don't always need something new, but try resharing the same things at different points in time and see which one takes off and adjust from there moving forward.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's really about the content, and not every piece of content is going to be a winner. Something put out there and be like, this was amazing, and it is amazing. And some things you'll put out there like, it's amazing, and nobody cares. It's just the deal.
You could post something absolutely amazing today, and nobody likes it. Nobody thought it was awesome. Post it in 2 months. Totally different story. You never know. So never delete content either. Save that stuff.
I'm also a fan of repurposing content that we have already used before and
out
here and there. Man, we're just peeling back all the secrets here today.
I know.
All right. Next question. If you have SnapSell or a similar video to share products with customers, are you posting any of those or going live from like right where you're posting it from?
We do. So mostly our salespeople will go live on their personal Facebook pages you don't want me telling you about a Ford Expedition, I'll be honest. So they'll do a video, a live walk around of a car, and they'll either send that to their customers, but then we'll also share that onto our social media pages.
Thank you.
Use it a few different places.
All right, this is a great one. In regards to creating content, what tips do you have for getting the other dealership staff to be more open with getting involved in posting? So they have people that are camera shy or maybe people that are too busy. How do you start to get that buy-in?
You have to talk about how it will benefit them. If it benefits somebody, I think they'll be more willing to do it. Obviously a video camera is scary to most people if you're not used to it. So, and giving them a topic that they are comfortable with and excited to talk about. I don't know if there's an incentive you can put behind it for that person to do that, but I think having them understand why it helps them, why is it going to help their dealership, their whole team, it's going to take everybody from here to here.
I feel like if you get enough people in a room, there's always going to be the class clown. Yes. The people who just really enjoy hamming it up and goofing off in front of the camera. So you got to find those people too.
Yeah, it just takes one person, and most of the time people will follow.
All right, we got time for one more question. Thank you, everybody. That's been a really interactive session. We appreciate it. Who at your dealership is performing or putting out there the social organic content, videos, pics, etc.? And similar to the last one, how are you getting your sales team to do that live content?
Honestly, it's their own motivation to do it. They know that we are big on videos and sharing things and being transparent and live and in the moment. So that's kind of it's just their own commitment to doing that. Not everyone does it. And I don't know that you ever will get everybody to do it. It's your own, personal want and willing to do it. And those people that do go the extra mile will go the extra mile in many more ways than just posting on social media. Did I miss the first part of that?
No, you're totally good
Okay.
there. So this next question, I said we were done. If you've got to go, please go. But this question was too interesting not to ask. And then we will wrap it up, I promise. Have you had any success with user-generated content? If so, how did you get the engagement? Was there a specific hashtag or tagging or some other way? Are your customers making content for you?
Are our customers making content for us?
Yeah, are they doing any user-generated content that you get to reuse?
Yes. And that comes mostly from their Facebook reviews. At the close of a sale, we send them a link to leave us a review, of course. And Facebook is on there, and they will typically, the people that share it on Facebook, share a picture of them, or a week later will share, just got their windows tinted or something, like love my new ride. And like they truly do create their own content. And I think sending them to a place like Facebook where they can share pictures, which of course you can share on Google as well, kind of opens that door up. And also we kind of open the door up for pictures whenever they take delivery of their vehicle, because we always are like, can we get a picture? Can we do a video and you share your experience? So they're already so excited to share and write about it and show their new car. Who doesn't love to share that? And we get to share that on our feed and just make our own content out of it, as well as stories. People love to tag us in their stories.
I love it. All right. So we are here. We are over time now. So thank you for joining us, everybody. If you haven't got your own TradePending mascot yet, Stephanie, do you have one?
I do.
I thought you did. Hit up this link right here. We will mail you your very own wobbly bird to keep on your desk. If you dunk its head in water, it'll just keep drinking water until it runs out of water. It's amazing. Some other time we'll share the story of why that's our mascot. But there we are. Stephanie, thank you again for being here today. If you guys have follow-on questions, is it okay if they reach out to you, Stephanie?
Absolutely, yes.
Wonderful. Well, we are very much appreciative of the time you took for this today. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. That's it. We'll see you next time. Stephanie, thank you and farewell. See you.
See ya.